As many of you know or may not know, I want to give a short overview of who i.c.stars is. So when you think about who may be a good fit to come and join our program, you'll be thinking about us. So i.c.stars started in Chicago 26 years ago by a Black educator who wanted to give opportunity to many of our high-performing students. And what she said is that she noticed that a lot of them didn't have access to high-paying jobs, and it was because they didn't have access to technology. So she created at the time a 16-week business leadership and technology program. Our program now runs 14 weeks, Monday through Friday, 8 to 7:30 p.m. We pay interns a stipend. We do a lot of wraparound services to support them as they go through the program. So if you know someone that's looking to jumpstart their tech careers, we want you to make introductions to Brandon for the next cycle. So with that, I'll go into my remarks. So as we come to a close to this, well, this isn't a close, so I'm going to start. Excellent. So this is for you all, for Cycle 3 graduates. I want to remind each of you that you can do hard things. Remember, you must first have a vision for where you want to go to accomplish anything. I know that you set your sights high, and my team and I are here to support you as you continue on your journey. Congratulations to our Cycle 3 interns. You have shown incredible dedication to developing your business, leadership, and technology skills. This commitment is something you all should be immensely proud of. A special thank you to our cycle sponsors, to the City of Kansas City. Thank you guys for being here and for putting forth the RFP. Give them a round of applause. Thank you to Country Club Bank for being our workshop sponsors to provide financial education to our interns. And thank you to NCC for hosting us today in this beautiful space that has made this journey here today possible. We appreciate you. Give NCC a round of applause. To my incredible i.c.stars staff, thank you for your unwavering support and guidance of our interns throughout this program. Your efforts have been truly made a difference. And thank you for setting up today. You all made it look very welcoming. In closing, I want to read a poem to you all, to Cycle 3. This may sound familiar to you. Congratulations, Cycle 3. From this neck down, we are all minimum wage. We're all minimum wage. Socrates said, wisdom starts with wonder. What were you wondering when you found i.c.stars, or when i.c.stars found you? Wonder yourself into wisdom of this experience. It is truly what you make of it. The secret of i.c.stars is that it is a tremendous responsibility to be an agent of change. Oh no. Here we go. Let me scoot over. Okay. See, they didn't prep me, Brandon. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, sorry. Wonder yourself into the wisdom of this experience. It is truly what you make of it. The secret of i.c.stars is that it's a tremendous responsibility to be an agent of change. Each one of us represents 1,000 and more, and what's that? We are changing the face of corporate America. Literally, each one of us will impact 1,000. Or the power of 10 and beyond, we can affect change for our families, for our communities, our former colleagues, our friends, our future. Those who came here before us and those who came after us, we are not a company of thousands, but we will impact many. We use the smarts of this experience and forces meant to enable change. We impact the corporate community as well as the communities we come from. The organization exists, i.c.stars exists to build knowledge and to develop knowledge in others, to change perceptions of who we are and those who came in contact with, to change our own perceptions about who we are, who we can be, and what we see in others, to change our expectations and the expectations of those around us. This poem, i.c.stars graduates, is a reminder that everyone comes full circle, and a reminder not just to change your life, but to change your community. This poem is a reminder that you can do hard things, and we're cheering for you along the way. Thank you all, and congratulations once again to Cycle 3 graduates.
Okay. All right. Handoff, successful handoff. One more time for Shamika Hogan. Thank you very much. Okay. Did you know that you're green in the photo and that you would wear green tonight? Did you do that on purpose? Because you would do. Shamika's very classy, so it just seems like something she would do. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to move on. We have a special guest in the room tonight. All of your special guests, but this one's extra special. So a gentleman named Kenny Pointer. Kenny Pointer is the Chief Services Officer at Mariner Wealth, but really has been in, financial services of some kind or another for about 25 plus years, if I'm correct. And brings a lot of value, especially he talks about this value chain of life. I want to ask you about that. I heard you on a podcast one time, you mentioned that. He's provided a lot of mentorship and guidance, including what we call high T, which you'll find out about that later, for this group and really for all of our groups. And he's, of course, on our board. So if you guys could help me welcome up Mr. Kenny Pointer. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for that intro. I'm pretty informal and I can talk a lot, so I took a lot of notes. So I'm going to read. I think you guys know I can talk a lot. I'm blessed and honored to be able to do this. I'm going to cover a couple of things. So this cohort, we did something different. We did a Man in the Mirror series. So what we found out was that a lot of people going through the program wanted to talk to someone that maybe had a similar journey to just really pepper me with questions on how do we actually get there. So I wanted to highlight a couple of things that came out of that conversation. So first was respect the journey and embrace your scars. Your scars differentiate you and are an acknowledgement of your heart and resiliency. I asked the cohort who's been through some real life stuff, and everyone rose their hand with a badge of honor. And I said, I'm telling you, when you go into this work world, the business, corporate America, use that as an advantage. Because most people around you haven't had to go through the things you've gone through and haven't had to go through this type of program. So embrace that. The second thing we talked about was make sure you have an immovable foundation, right? Make sure you know what's important to you so no one else can dictate that for you. And that's a really important thing. And I'm going to read a quote from a book called Mastering Fear by Brandon Webb, who's an ex-Navy SEAL. He said, if you do not know what matters, fear will take over, pin you and hold you down. If you're crystal clear on what matters to you, fear will propel you forward, right? So we talked about that a lot of make sure you know what your foundation is so no one else can dictate that for you. The last thing I'm going to talk about real quick, because I know I only have a couple minutes. I know Shamika's looking at me like, don't go for 30. So real quick, I heard something at a different event where someone talked about moments turning into momentum. So I kind of want to put that in perspective for this group of when you decided to sign up for i.c.stars, that was a moment in time, right? How many people were a part of that initial cohort that aren't around you today? There's a few, right? So you're here because what you've done is you've gained momentum. You turn that moment of making the decision to go to i.c.stars into momentum, right? So when you think about i.c.stars, it's much more than just a kickstart for you. Think about i.c.stars as your continued support and fuel to ensure your momentum doesn't turn into a moment. So make sure you continue to lean on i.c.stars. I know we're here for you. We're going to continue to support you. And like I said, as we talked before, I'm here if you want to reach out. But congratulations, you've all earned this.
Thank you, Kenny. Super insightful as always. You always want to have a pen in hand when Kenny's around to take some notes. So, okay, good stuff. We're going to move right into our program manager, Gustavo. Gustavo is, basically the manager of the interns during the program. My esteemed colleague. How's it about him?
Hello. Good evening. Thank you all for being here. So I get to work closely with all of the interns. We get to work on time management, email etiquette, office etiquette, and so much more. But I'm here to introduce the project sponsor. They don't only provide financial support to the interns, they also provide time and talent and energy throughout the entire cycle. And so they offer people to be mentors for the companies that the interns create. And throughout the program, they serve as a resource to them throughout the entire internship, just basically answering questions, whether it's tech related or business and leadership related, as well as like managing group dynamics. So I get the privilege of introducing Yovanis Thurman from the city of Kansas City. So Yovanis, thank you so much. Come on up. Every time we heard the interns talking about the mentors, it was always extremely positive, and your name was always one of those mentioned. So thank you for speaking today.
Good evening, everyone. All right, little out of sorts. My parking situation was not good. But at any rate, I am here. All right. Again, my name is Yvonne Thurman, and I'm an IT supervisor at the City of Kansas City, Missouri. And I have the distinct honor and privilege to share a few words and remarks with you today about my experience as a mentor for Project Team Oasis. Oasis, where you at? All right. And then also I had the opportunity to serve as a IT industry guest at High Tea on last Friday. Just want to also give thanks to i.c.stars Kansas City and the entire leadership team. Also want to acknowledge my City of Kansas City leadership team as well. Mike Newhouse is here. I also see Miss Tracy. I thought I saw her coming. There she is. Okay, Miss Tracy is here as well. So they all make it happen, and they have provided support throughout the program. Let's see. So I'm going to start with a quote. And this quote is in regards to excellence. So excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intention, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. And it represents the wise choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. And the i.c.stars interns were deliberate and intentional in their actions. They exercised great effort. They also executed the appropriate plan to arrive at this time and place on their journey to IT excellence. And excellence is often defined as the quality of being outstanding or extremely good. It can also be described as the state or quality of excelling or being the best at something. It is associated with hard work, dedication, and a high level of motivation and discipline. And the i.c.stars interns began their journey to IT excellence when they chose to participate in this internship program. Talk a little bit about the program. The interns focused on a request for a proposal from the City of Kansas City, Missouri to solve a real world problem using technology. And they were tasked with creating a real-time dashboard of cases or incidents to assist the management of our SolarWinds service desk tickets. They endured a schedule which began in January of 2025, 11-hour days, 5 days a week for 14 weeks. And they also attended multiple workshops, and they were responsible for project deliverables for their technical and business leadership. They also attended career development while they navigated various group dynamics. And they experienced many of the challenges, obstacles, and opportunities that present themselves in the real world on every project in every workplace. So again, my theme is kind of excellence. IT excellence isn't just about achieving a specific outcome or deliverable, but it's also about the knowledge and experience that you gain along the way. Just a few personal stories. Let's see. So Project Team Oasis, Celine, Damon, Rayvon, and Taiwan were on my team. They were always on time. They presented clear communication. They were well prepared, and they were always open to feedback, which led to the delivery of an excellent solution. But it wasn't all business. We spent time getting acquainted and discussing current events. They know that I love sports. We talked about current events at the city. We also talked about, we traded recipes. I think Miss Ray made that chicken lasagna. And I will say I got that from my mom. So She's sitting here in the audience as well. We shared technical training recommendations. We talked about current movies. We also chatted about things to do around Kansas City. So it wasn't just about business. We did take care of business, but we also set aside some time to have fun and get to know one another as well. On last Friday at the final tea, then I also had the opportunity to speak to all of the interns that were available, and we talked about servant leadership and kind of what that looks like, and modeling the characteristics of the type of boss that you would love to have. And no questions were off limit about my IT journey. I feel that transparency is very important so that the interns know what to expect and how to prepare. All right, I feel like your future is bright in your pursuit of IT excellence. And kind of final words of advice, I encourage you to be confident in your unique IT journey, and because of it, you will add value to any organization or team wherever you may go. I also say that no one else in this whole wide world has the same education, experience, and perspective as you. Leverage the contacts and mentors that you have met along the way, and please keep in touch because we're invested in your development and we want to hear about updates about your IT journey. And don't be afraid or shy to obtain new contacts and mentors and network as much as possible. Also remember, a combination of technical skills and soft skills is required to achieve IT excellence. Seize any and all opportunities to learn something new. It may require that you step outside of your comfort zone, but if you're too comfortable, it means that you're not developing and you're not growing. And remember that IT excellence is a continuous journey, not a final destination. And it's about recognizing that there's always room to be and do better. And also pay it forward. Assist, mentor, inspire the next generation of IT professionals to pursue excellence. Congratulations to you, best wishes, and thank you for the opportunity to participate in your IT journey.
Appreciate that. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's really good. Excellence in all areas. I think that's one of the things that we learn as staff at i.c.stars is, being a nonprofit and being a smaller organization, you really have to take responsibility in every area that's offered to you, right? Every opportunity that you have to, make it excellent because it matters, right? Interns, if you could raise your hands, if there's somebody that you're thinking of that you wanted to do better for, either to make them proud or to take care of them, could you raise your hand? Just think about that person in your mind. Anybody else in the crowd have somebody that you're like, I want to do better for that person, take care of that person, leave a legacy for that person? See some hands. That's really good. Don Shay's raising her hand, especially. So, I think that's really good. So, Yvonne, appreciate your remarks there. So, okay. Gotcha. Well, we're going to try to keep moving on here. Just 1 second. We're working through some technical difficulties, so you guys don't see any flashing of the screen. But, okay. I'm going to go ahead and move on here. Our next speaker, Mr. Kenny Pointer. No, our reverse speaker. I'm sorry, Mr. Floyd May. I was looking at you guys. I apologize. So Floyd has been. I haven't spent a lot of time with you personally, but I've heard from a lot of the staff and a lot of the interns that they appreciate your skill set. They appreciate your background. The CIO at SelectQuote. Many have heard of SelectQuote. My wife used to work there actually. She had a good experience, especially with her technical abilities there. So all's good. But Floyd comes from a background working with the government, working with HUD, and really has led a lot of projects there, big IT modernization projects, especially after y'all moved from San Francisco to Kansas City. So we appreciate your time, appreciate you being here, and who you are to i.c.stars. So welcome up, Floyd May.
Welcome. So I'm gonna lighten things up a little bit more for me and you all. I just need to cut through a little bit of nervousness. So I do that through storytelling. On my way over here, had a quick conversation with my mother-in-law. And this may come as a surprise, but I actually have a great relationship with my mother-in-law. But it made me think about a story that I heard here recently. It's about a guy didn't have such a good relationship with his mother-in-law. Later in her life, she came to live with him and his wife, her daughter, and they went on a trip that she had been wanting to go on her entire life, and that was to visit Israel, to visit Jerusalem, and all the historical things that had taken place there. And so they went on the trip. You know, he begrudgingly went, but he tolerated his mother-in-law. Had a great time visiting Israel, Jerusalem. Unfortunately, the trip and the emotion of it overwhelmed her, and she passed away. So as he was dealing with that situation, he was talking to somebody at the U.S. Embassy about what to do with his mother-in-law. They said, well, you have a couple options. We can have her buried here, have a nice ceremony for you, or we can work with you to help have her body delivered back to her home, and you can have services for her there. He says, so, okay, what's the cost of that? He says, if you have her buried here in a nice service, that'll cost about $5,000. If you want to take her back to her home, that'll be about $25,000. So I'm sure you all know what he decided to do, right? Not exactly. He decided to take her back home. And so the gentleman at the embassy was like, oh, wow, that's amazing. You must really love your mother-in-law. He looked around to see if his wife was there, and she was not in earshot. So he said, actually, I heard a story about a guy that died here not too long ago, died. After 3 days, he rose again. I'm not taking any chances. So good evening. I want to first thank the i.c.stars staff for inviting me to share in this momentous occasion. And special thanks to Executive Director Shamika Hogan for your tireless leadership. Also want to thank Gustavo Ibar for you facilitating me being up here today and even sharing with me some direction and some guidance on what to say to you all that can be inspirational. And of course, thank you for the Cycle 3 interns, now to be Cycle 3 graduates. So I have been a fan of i.c.stars since Matt Sharpless, who's on the board, introduced me to the organization when Mr. Shields first launched it 2 years ago here in Kansas City. Since then, I've had the opportunity to participate in 2 high teas, and this year, the Man in the Mirror talk. Throughout my time, I have wondered if my words, my guidance, my encouragement resonated with you all. This gesture to have me be your keynote gave me my answer, and for that, I'm thankful and I am honored. As I pondered what I would say to you all tonight, I did what most people do. I already know what you're thinking. IT professional, doesn't know what to say. No, I didn't have AI write this speech. I wrote it. But I did Google a couple of things. The first question I looked up was, what does it mean to be a graduate? Well, according to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, it means to pass from one stage of experience, proficiency, or prestige to a usually higher one. The second question I Googled was, what does it mean to give a commencement address? Well, according to Google Gemini, it's a chance to offer words of inspiration and encouragement and congratulations to the graduating class as they transition to the next chapter of their lives. So here it goes. I've got 3 things that I want to share that have been shared with me that have helped me throughout my career. Number 1, it is okay to take on a project that no one else wants, especially a failed one. By doing so, you will develop a reputation for taking on challenging assignments. And what most people don't see, when you take on a failed project, it won't take long before you can show progress and improvement. 2, you don't always have to be the first person to arrive or the last one to leave, but you dang sure better make sure you're not the last one to arrive and the first one to leave. Let me say that again. You don't always have to be the first person to arrive or the last one to leave, but make sure you're not the last one to arrive and the first one to leave. Third, inspiration can come from your determination. When I think back at the beginning of my career, it shows you can come from humble beginnings. Unlike you, I wasn't trained in IT. I graduated from college with a marketing degree, and my first career job was aliquoting urine samples in the drug testing lab. I worked hard though. I made sure I was the best urine processor in the company. 20 years later, I would interview with that company's CEO to become the first CIO at SelectQuote, which is the position I hold today. So in closing, I want to leave you with this. Celebrate. You earned it. You worked hard to reach this point. You deserve it. But don't lose sight. This is not the end. It's the beginning. Your journey has just commenced. Remember what it means to be a graduate. You have passed from one stage of experience to a higher one. It's now up to you to do something with it. Along the way, don't forget about my words of wisdom and inspiration, those that have been shared with you today, and most importantly, what i.c.stars has instilled in you. Congratulations, good luck, and I can't wait to hear about all the great things you will do. One last thing, Gustavo. I haven't seen Goldie, but Director Hogan, Goldie should be receiving a call soon from our organization. We have an opening for one of our service desk positions. That position is earmarked for one of your i.c.stars graduates. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Floyd. Thank you so much. We find talent, we train talent, and then we put talent to work. So hearing you say that is music to our ears. Thank you. Okay, so I get the pleasure of introducing Solinga Thumbi. She is our class speaker. One thing I will say about her really briefly is that when she found out that she was chosen as the class speaker, just that same day, she wrote her draft of what she will be sharing today. And even though we went back and forth with different versions, different editing, and other conversations about what to include, what not to include, I was so happy to see that work ethic. And that's what makes me so happy about the work I get to do with this group of people. So I'm excited to hear this live. So Solinga Thumbi, come on down.
It's golden. It's okay. All right. Surrounded by colorful walls and large windows that reveal busy city sidewalks, a group of professionals search for the perfectly comfortable Wooly chair, looking expectantly without a clue of what Team Week is supposed to mean for them. That week, each of us learned deeper about ourselves and others. Challenging ourselves to think beyond our biases, we worked together to create innovative solutions through simulated challenges. We showed up in more introspective ways than what any of us could have ever imagined. The most important part of that week, however, was discovering that we all were searching for a future in one of the most booming industries of the modern age, a chance to provide, to transform, to love, all powerful energies that mended into one community of Cycle 3 interns. While being led by a stranger and walking through an office building blindfolded with bell sounds, whistles, and yelling did not convey that. The tears that streaked our faces when our cycle mates told their stories of resilience conveyed that we did share the same passions for the world. Looking back to Team Week, I know we had absolutely no clue what the tech side would bring us, especially Geek Week. For those of you who did not experience it, imagine being asked to write paragraphs in a language you never heard nor read for 11 hours a day, 5 days in a row. Don't look at me like that. I did not create it. What made it worthwhile, though, was everyone's selfless assistance. The quickly formed cheerleading team that rooted for each intern, and Tremaine serving as an in-office jukebox of tunes. After that, we jumped into developing our very first web applications without any breathing room. And now we can exhale with a sense of accomplishment, knowing that we made through it together. We made it through with the help of staff, so I'd like to take a moment to firstly thank our program team. Gustavo, our program manager, facilitating meaningful business and leadership curriculum that aided us in developing much needed workforce skills. Goldie, our previous tech training manager turned talent placement manager, gifted us with both her exemplary teaching abilities and her drive to give us the tools necessary to build our careers. Don Shea, our previous tech staff turned technology trainer, always brought a smiling face to any technical challenge we presented. Braxton, now tech staff, dedicated hours to assisting us throughout the entire cycle. Our case manager, Lachey, made sure that we were supported by the breadth of i.c.stars as resources, and furthermore, each of them encouraged us when we were frustrated, uplifted our gifts in times of doubt, and supported us as individuals in our unique aspirations. I would also like to thank the rest of the i.c.stars Kansas City team. Shannon, sponsorship and events manager, organized incredible events for i.c.stars as a whole and always encouraged us. Recruitment specialist Brendan did wonderfully in recruiting us to be a part of this cycle through community engagement. Last but certainly not least, Shamika Hogan, our executive director, ensured the smooth running of the i.c.stars Kansas City office, and we could not be here without you. I would also like to take a moment to thank our cycle sponsor of the City of Kansas City, Missouri. We would have not had the opportunity to professionally develop our tech skills without your investment in us, both as a client and as mentors. Shout out Ubanis, though, for Team Devices. And then some other notable supporters include, obviously, Kenny Pointer, who did Man in the Mirror. That was an incredible time. Art Silva, who's not in the room, but is a CIO of Hellsberg and helped us with our mock interviews and also spoke with us. Great Jobs KC served as a valuable resource during our cycle. Country Club Bank, they gave us valuable financial insights for professional and personal growth. And Floyd May, just for supporting us and the fact that there's a position open. So y'all better get at it because I'm about to fight y'all for that. But interns, I feel so fortunate to have had the opportunity to personally get to know each and every one of you. I enjoyed and cherished every conversation. Each word spoken led to new insight, new learning. I've never been in a space where I learned so much in such a short period amount of time due to my peers. Looking back at the first time we met versus now, you are already shaping into the person that you were meant to be. And I look forward to seeing how our dedication shapes our world into a better one. Thank you, Cycle 3, for being authentically you. Now go be great.
Great job, Soul. That's awesome. By the way, Soul's dad is in the crowd. There he is. Shout out Pops. Coming to represent. Okay. Okay, so we're going to move on. Soul just mentioned Don Shea. Don Shea was one of our graduates from Cycle 1. So she's part of the OG class, the original class of i.c.stars. She then moved into the i.c.stars staff as a tech fellow. And again, she's just not stopping. Now she's full term on staff as the tech training lead manager, right? So an awesome shooting star. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to elicit, right? So some applause. So welcome up, Don Shea. Come on, brother.
Yep. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, everybody, again for coming. I know you've heard that every time somebody comes up here, but I really do appreciate it. It is really amazing to see all your faces and to see so many family members here. As everybody has said, this cycle is hard. I like to tell people that it is not an easy fate. A little bit about me, I am a resident of Cycle 1. So I was in Cycle about September of 2023. I graduated in January of 2024, and I am now the tech trainer. I did work here as the tech associate for a year. So my journey with i.c.stars has been long. I feel like since the first time I've heard about i.c.stars on the radio, I haven't been able to escape it. So, but that is a good thing because this is a wonderful organization who helps develop wonderful people. And with that being said, I want to start handing out certificates. So if our case manager, Shay, can come up here and join us. Interns will have you walk this way and then walk off the stage to the backdrop so that you can do a picture taken. All right. All right. Can we also have board members to stand up and help us greet our newly found residents? Because they keep calling you guys interns. You are not interns anymore. Today is your day. You are officially residents. All righty. And our first resident up is the Michael Bowen Sr. You look really sharp, Michael.
Thank you. What's that? It's not supposed to address me.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank my family for being there when I needed them. I want to thank the whole staff. It was a lot of times I wanted to give up. I was the last one in Geek Week to finish. I really wanted to really quit in, but I had to make it through. I pushed through, and again, thank you, i.c.stars.
All right, Michael. Next up, we have Charles Broadway. All right, Mr. Broadway.
I want to thank God, my cohorts, i.c.star program for setting the opportunity for me. And thank you. I'm ready to start what's next. I'm ready to work.
All right. We have Caleb Campbell up next.
I took my medicine this morning, by the way. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, Caleb.
I was reflecting on my involvement with i.c.stars, and I've come to the realization that Whistle Stop humbled me, Geek Week reinforced my resilience, and i.c.stars in general reminded me that an old goal never really left.
Thank you for that, Julie. Next, we have Gabrielle Cannon. Please, ladies, if you come up here with heels on, please watch your step. I just want to say that this was a great opportunity. Shout out to my support system, especially my cousin Javon. She back there. If it wasn't for you, girl, I would have never made it through this. So thank you. And just thank you to the staff and my cohorts, just everybody. All right, next we have, say it again, Solin. Got you. Solin is spelled B. It's spelled B. Sorry. I call her Soul, everybody, but I respect her name.
all the words that I prepared were prepared for this speech. So I just want to just take another moment, I guess, to thank all the interns that supported me through this program. I have many words of encouragement that got me going through, and my whole support table, I'm gonna call it the soul table over there. That's everybody that I love and hold dear to my heart. So thank you so much for being there for me.
All right, next up we have Damon Holly Jr.
How you guys doing? I don't have much to say. I just want to thank God for this opportunity. Thank you, my family, for being here and supporting me. Thank you, my cohorts, who supported me as well. Also, shout out to staff, board members for believing in us. I love you guys. To my cohorts, I'm excited to see what you guys do. Thank you.
All right, up next we have Mrs. Kaya O'Dowd.
Oh my goodness. I said I wasn't gonna cry, but I might. Okay. I have been thinking really hard about what to say about the last 14 weeks that hasn't already been said. But I do just want to thank my mom, my husband, Brett. His parents are also here, my in-laws, who I love deeply. I would not have made it here without you guys. Before that, I do have a small quote that I wanted to share from someone that I know the cohort's probably sick of hearing me talk about. Former Principal Chief Wilma Mankiller once said, "Look forward, turn what has been done into a better path." And I think that is exactly where we're at. And I just love you guys so much. Thank you.
All right, next we have Tremaine Robinson. Not just ladies, gentlemen as well. Watch yourself.
Don't spell my name wrong. Whoa.
You're not
But thank you guys. I love my cohort. We have fun every day. We kicked it. We was strangers. I feel like we family now. Yeah, that's it. Thank y'all.
All right, next we have Michael Schaefer. One thing about Michael I did want to say, he wears a suit every single day. I've never seen him in anything but a suit.
No, we did.
Much like I've been debating on what I wanted to say up here, but just referring back to Kenny Pointer, he said, make this moment. That's a moment that I'll never forget when I got that call from Brendan. But turn that into momentum for sure. I don't want it to just be a moment. Again, thank y'all.
And next up, we have Rayvon Smith. Well,
thank you all for being here. I want to thank God. I want to thank my family. It was an amazing experience being here at i.c.stars, and I'll never forget all of the things I learned, all of the people that I met, and the relationships that I've been able to create. So thank you.
All right, next we have Taiwan Sullivan.
How you guys doing? I want to thank God first. Then my children. That was always my why. My 5 sisters, they get on my nerves so much. But they were already there to support me. And last but not least, my woman. When I wanted to stop doing it or just frustrated with my code wasn't working, she was always there. And my team, the Oasis, you know, Ray, So, Damon, we got it done. So thank you.
All right, up next we have Tegan B. Vane.
I'm gonna actually put this down. Thank you. It's honestly crazy to think that it's already been 4 months. I can't even believe myself. This is kind of crazy to me. I think I'm waking up from a dream, but well, I'm here now. So I first want to thank my family for being here and my partner. They're over there in that corner. I want to thank all of the i.c.stars staff, as well as the board and our sponsors as well. I also want to thank all the family and friends who also came out here to support all of us. And lastly, to all of the rest of my cohort, thank you. It has been a really transformative journey for me and everybody who went through it with me. And I think I just want to leave behind that you are all stars. Thank you.
All right, and last but not least, we have Mr. Caleb Fisher.
I'm not great at much speeches. I've just been through a lot through this cohort. When life threw me mountainous curveballs, I would catch it and reflect it and go forward with the resilience I have. I wrote a little poem to show the appreciation I have for i.c.stars. I wrote this last night. The way to victory is through the rough. Always thinking your best is not enough. Pursue complacency and you'll be stuck. What will I do since I've had anything except luck? Knowing your path is never certain, a welcoming door opens up but leads to a torn curtain. Revealing the truth of things you want to attain, we're always out of reach, change dreams in the brain. This program can become a global outreach. I am certain of this from the change that took only 14 weeks. There is absolute truth in the wisdom I shall speak. Knowing you are unique is i.c.stars' technique. To find those who have been blind to the radiating light in them so they may thrive, refining the rock into a diamond that'll constantly shine. I'm thankful I took the time, made the climb to join i.c.stars. It was all by design. Please give them your time so more hidden stars can be refined. Thank you so much.
Really quick, everyone. As we close up, I will be playing. We're having AV issues, but as we close up, I will be playing Photo Mirage. So if you do want to stay for that, you can deal with the blinking of the screen that will be playing after we close up.
Perfect. All right, one more time for the interns. Thank you. Great job, everybody. You made it through. I feel like a proud dad since I recruited them all. You know, I'm like, look how far they've come. So anyway, okay. But it really is. It's pretty. I mean, you're not really looking at the same 13 folks who started. You know, I can see in each and every single one of you guys growth, change, development. You know, and really looking forward to watching you grow. And sometimes being involved with some of you guys growing from here. So okay, real quick, I'm going to transition. I wanted to just talk just super briefly about i.c.stars and basically the next cohort. So the next cohort starts on May the 12th. Okay. And we're just about full with that cohort. You might be able to sneak in, maybe, but really we're looking at cycle number 5, which starts on September the 8th. So if you know anybody, just real briefly, the requirements to be a part of i.c.stars is going to be 18 years or older, high school diploma or GED, come from limited income, and then no college degree, bachelor's or higher. Associates, you're okay, but a bachelor's or higher, we'll not be able to work with you. But there's a pretty extensive application process. We can talk about that one-on-one. But we're trying to select the best. We have 20 spots. We have 19 filled, by the way, for the next group. So that's why I said we're just about there. But we have 20 slots. So these are going to be 20 people who get to plant their foot and 3.5 months later pivot into a new trajectory in their life, right? And all these people, you're probably thinking about when you started, why you started, and there's going to be some full circle moments. I'm actually having a full circle moment right now myself because my mother used to work down the hall from here. She worked here for 25 years in basically grant writing development and everything like that. And it's just cool to see our paths kind of cross almost physically here, I guess. So really appreciate everybody being here. And I have the honor and privilege of introducing the i.c.stars National CEO, Karen Norrington-Reese from Chicago. So Karen brings an extensive background when it comes to workforce development. But Karen wears a lot of shoes, a lot of hats. She's a mother. She's a daughter, right? She's a friend. She is a boss. She is a lot of things. She does a lot of things to support our organization, the employees, and make sure that we can execute well because the results of that actually matter. It makes a difference in your communities and ours. So with that, we'll bring up Karen. Thank you.
Good evening, Kansas City. I'm gonna try that again. Good evening, Kansas City. All right, I am so excited to be here. I am so happy to honor you all. I know this is emotional, right? Because those 14 weeks went by fast, like really fast and really slow at the same time. There were probably moments where you were just done. And yet we persist. Because that's what we do. We continue and we press on. I'm excited. I've actually had the opportunity to come and meet you all at least once and sit down and talk to you and learn more about your dreams. And a couple of words for you. Success doesn't come from following a conventional path. You all already know that. It comes from carving your own. And so I'm encouraging you to continue to carve your own path forward after i.c.stars. Remember this, tonight, we call it the commencement. And what does commencement mean? It means to begin. So this is the beginning of a new phase of your life. It's the beginning of a new phase in your journey. It's a beginning of a new relationship with i.c.stars. We're not done with you. Our program is 2 years. We will stay deeply connected to you. We will continue to support you in your journey. Some of you had interviews today. Some of you have interviews coming up. We're going to continue to support you as you move into your career and you begin to figure out what feels right, what path you want to take, how you want to serve, right? So as you commence, I want you to remember your diverse experiences and perspectives are your superpower. The fact that you are different from a lot of the people you're about to go and work alongside is actually an asset to you and to that company. Never forget that. Never let anybody make you feel small. Remember the lessons that you have been taught throughout this program. When I was growing up, I was not allowed to say the word can't. So Brendan mentioned me being a daughter. I had a very, very strong mother who raised me as a divorced single mom. And I would say, oh, Mommy, I can't do that. And she would say, you what? I'd say, I can't. I don't understand what you're saying. I can't do that. I do not hear you. Excuse me? So we don't say can't in this house. Because you can do anything you set your mind to, even eat an elephant, as long as you do it one bite at a time. And so for every major accomplishment in my life, my mother gives me an elephant. I have a whole collection. Think about what your elephant is, and then go and take the first bite, and the next bite, and the bite after that. And remind yourself that you can do anything you set your mind to. You just have to take one bite at a time. i.c.stars probably seemed like a great big old elephant, didn't it? Yeah. But you took the bites and here you are. I want you to embrace your individuality, continue to challenge the norms, and redefine what is possible. The future is yours to create. And I'm so excited that we have been a part of your journey. And I look forward to us continuing to support you all. Congratulations, and congratulations to your families for enduring the sacrifice. I look forward to seeing you along the stars. And with that, I am going to turn it back over to Brendan.
Thank you very much.